All right, guys, we're out here at the Cook family farm again. The chickens are out here. They're hanging out. We went over them the other day. Got all the different breeds. It's feeding time out here, and we got some customers here that are looking like they're pretty hungry. You can see the little calf here. We haven't named him yet, but that was the one that was just born the other day. And he's off to a pretty good start. She is off to a pretty good start. So she makes a lot of noise all the time. Wants something to eat. So that one back there, see, it's like almost getting too big for that hutch. He's about ready to graduate from the hutch. And then we got our little Jersey in the back. You know how cute she is. And then we got this calf over here, who he's struggled. She has struggled a little bit, but she's coming on. This little calf here, it really wants to get some milk. Hi, how are you? Look, they try to get your tongue. Look, hey, what are you doing? Get really rambunctious. So they're out here hanging out in their calf hutches. And then here comes Richard. He's on the skid loader again today. So we've got our little Jersey calf. It's growing right along. What's up, Ducky? Hey, little girl. See, she wants to. Oh, she is not about being scratched today. She's like, yo, give me some milk. Up, now I found her. So she's kind of right here. So the calves will stay in these hutches till they come off milk. Then we move them over to that pen over there underneath the tree. And that's kind of where they'll stay until we know that they're eating good and that they are coming along well, and then we'll move them back to a pen in the back for a little while just to go through a little bit more. You hear my wheelchair is like really squeaking, carrying on. You get some WD-40. And then after we've made them transition in the back, we'll bring them back up here. And the other day I did a quick little look at this pen, and then we went on to something else. I went out to the front field. But this pen here is one where we bring them to after they've graduated from the back. And it's also the receiving pen for some of the heifers that come in from the University of Delaware. This is the first spot that they'll go to, is we'll bring them in here. And at this point, they've all been, they're all like well off of milk. They're eating hay real good, eating some grain, and they're just going to go ahead and grow. Now, as part of our contract, we have to make sure that they gain at least like 1.5 pounds a day. You can see they're all identified with those blue tags. Herd identification is really important, mainly because, you got to keep track of all the records on them, like what they weigh, who their father was, their mother is. These are all registered Holsteins. And they, if there's a lot of information on their tags, like it'll have like when they were born, and it'll have who they're sired by, and then the mother, like that one there, that 1201. She's actually almost she's December 19, so she's pretty old. They're getting ready to definitely get moved out of this area here, and they'll graduate up into the next pen. So this next pen's kind of the inside-outside pen. This is where we kind of they get introduced to free stalls. I don't know if you can see in there, there's like a metal loop that they can go in and they can lay in there. But then we also bed it up in the center. This Jersey just like took up the whole picture. She's like, I'm so beautiful. Look at me. Yeah, get out of the way. So let me get over here a little bit. But anyway, I was saying that there's free stalls in there, and the free stalls are typically what we use as they get older to when they're milk cows. They'll stay in like a free stall type barn. So if you look in there, you see those little loops, and they're supposed to go in there and lay in there, and it's made so that like they lay in there head forward, and that way when they poop, it ends up in the alleyway. But then these guys here, we've been spoiling them, and we got a nice bedded pack there that they just like go in there and lay down. That's like a big cushy bed, nice fresh bedding there for them. We had some rain, so we just swabbed it all out, and so now they get the free stalls. They got automatic water over there, the fancy ratchet strap holding it together because they got a little rammy with it. And then when we come over here, we've got, you know, these heifers here are all, you know, what we call breeding age. You know, the ideal is for animals to, I got this zoomed in here. The ideal is for these heifers to have a calf at 24 months of age. So the pregnancy length on a heifer is 9 months, 284 days. So we get them in here, and they'll stay in here till, you know, we'll watch their cycle. They'll start to come into heat, and we'll work on watching them, and then they will hopefully get bred right at about that 15-month-old mark. Okay, so I don't know if I can sneak down here to some of these ones that have the identification tags on them that would have some information, but all these in here are pretty much born like they were a year old in March. Okay, so they're March, and we're April, May, June, July. So, you know, we're well at that 15-month mark, and we'll go ahead, and these guys here will keep an eye on them, and when they mount each other, we'll know they're in heat, and we'll go ahead and artificially inseminate them, which that'll be a lesson for another day. But you can see they're in these, they reach through, and they got some nice hay down here that they're all munching on, and all these little things you hear making all that noise, those are headlocks. So we can turn that bar right there, you see right, that bar right at the top there, and we can turn that bar, and then if they were to put their head down in there, that bar would lock in between, and they'd be locked there. Okay, so, and that way we can go in there, we can preg check them, we can breed them, you know, we can administer any medication, and we'll have access to their head, and then they're in there nice side by side when the headlocks are on, so it's real easy just to kind of go down through there and check them out if we had to give a rectal exam. And that's what we do when we're to preg check them. Got mainly Holsteins in here, and then some Jerseys. That one there, that's a black Angus. We got a few Angus around here for the meat market. So some of these guys have come in. This one here is got a little ringworm going on at 818 there. So that's something that kind of comes around every now and then. When we got heifers coming from so many different farms, it's not uncommon to have a little ringworm breakout, but we'll get on that and we'll treat that, and usually we can eradicate it while they're here. So we've done a lot of work on ringworm as far as like trying to make sure we're keeping it out of here, and that comes with good sanitation, fair amount of sunlight for the animals. This Jersey here, man, she is just a bully. She's an all-time got to be in the picture. 342. All right, and what we do to treat that is we'll turn that headlock on, and then we'll rub it down a little bit, wash it with some antifungal soap, and then we'll go ahead and put a little bit of iodine on it, and that'll help get rid of it. And there's some other stuff called Blue Coat that also works. All right, so this is the headlock. This is the breeding area. We've also got an area in the back that we can maneuver them into, and there's an individual chute in there, but if we've got a bunch of them to breed, we can come right down through here, and we can keep an eye on them and go ahead and get them artificially inseminated. All right, so if you guys got any questions, just go ahead and put it in the chat box. Make sure you hit subscribe and like of this particular video, and there'll be more to come. See ya.